Good morning, teachers, and welcome to the end of the calendar year of 2024. It sounds crazy to say that, but we are done with the Book of Mormon. We'll have a wonderful Christmas break, and we'll move into 2025 and the beginning of the Doctrine and Covenants and Church History with the starting of our life preparation lessons when you get back from our Christmas break. This video is intended to help you know what do I need to do to complete everything in WISE administratively so that I don't need to worry about it during Christmas break. So let me show you everything that you'll need to do in the next 6 or 7 class periods before you wrap up for Christmas break. In your pacing guide, the calendar that you've been sent out and hopefully are utilizing, you'll see at the very end of the pacing guide, it says right here, after you teach the Moroni chapter 10 lesson, here is a link to the end of the assessment or end of the year assessment. So please click on that link, or if you don't have that link or if you don't use that, here's how you access the assessment. If you go to the church's webpage, churchofjesuschrist.org, touch on Gospel Library, please touch on Books and Lessons. If you'll touch on Seminary, and then Book of Mormon Seminary 2024, at the very bottom of it is the section called the Appendix, and then here are your 2 assessment sections. The first assessment section is the review. This is not necessary, but it's also a great thing to do. Secondly, right here, the Doctrinal Mastery Assessment number 2. If you'll just click on it, this is the assessment that your students need to have an experience with. So if you do it in class, send it home with them. Well, however you choose to do it, my preference is to do it in class together, open book, so that if they have an experience, they receive credit for the assessment. So again, I repeat, if they have an experience with this assessment at home with you, again, my preference would be together as a class. Please we'll show you what you need to mark how they receive credit for the assessment if they have an experience with it. So let's jump into WISE. Let's talk about the 1, 2, 3s or ABCs. How do I finish out my semester? First, once you've logged into WISE and you access your class, please touch on Attendance. This section right here where it says Select Class Session, if you click the down arrow, it shows you every single class that you have had. If you have a green check mark, that day is good to go. Every single little dot has to have a green check mark. The orange half-filled circle means that it is partially recorded, and if it is a blank circle, it means that it is not recorded at all. So please make sure that you go to your attendance. Every single circle for every day that you have had class needs to have a green check mark. Second, please go to reading. Each of your students needs to mark if they have read the assigned chapters. Next to each student's name is this down arrow, which shows the assigned chapters if they have marked them. Your students can do this personally if they go into their My Seminary app or myseminary.churchofjesuschrist.org. But also, you as a teacher can go over here and hit mark or unmark all, and you can mark it for your students if they have not done so, or if you're choosing to help them out in that way. Lastly, the third, the ABC, or the third of our 1, 2, 3s, is credit. There is a hidden section for credit, so once you've touched on credit, please click on this little down arrow. It will open up the section that you need to mark their assessment. Yes, we had that experience in class, or yes, they've had an experience with assessment. They hit yes. Then you'll see, do they have their reading marked? Here's their attendance, and then yes or no for the assessment. Please make sure that that is a yes. If all 3 of those things are done, you've completed everything that you need to do to close out this semester. Teachers, if you have any questions whatsoever about the administrative side and closing out your semester, please call or text me. Make sure that you do so. I'll be waiting for it. We want to make sure that you have no stress or worries when it comes to this Christmas break and your students. I want it to be a break for you. So let's make sure that we clear out all the administrative stuff and close out this term or semester. Lastly, I am just so thankful and humbled for all that you do. It is truly incredible to work with you, to see your love and sacrifice for these amazing students. I just thank you so much for all that you do to love these kids and to help them deepen their conversion to Jesus Christ. We'll talk to you very soon.